Yo, 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 you already know who it is. It's Bro Migos Podcast. And you know we come to you guys every weekend like clockwork. It's your boy Price. You know, of course, my homie Rob. We are in the building. And today, Garcia Haney called a no contest, removes the loss from Devin Haney's record. Could we be on the evening? The eve of the biggest sports upset ever coming up in the NHL. Could it happen Monday night? In honor of Juneteenth, we're going to talk black MLB stars, current ones and past guys. Give you guys a few names of who you should check out if you're a black person, you're looking to get in the MLB. We got some names for you guys to watch, and also we're going to touch a little bit about JJ Reddick and a few other things all on today's show. Lock in, get your drink, come sit down, give us a watch. Bro Amigos Podcast.
Bruh.
Rob. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Rob.
What up?
I want to say, I really want to say Ryan Garcia got robbed here. I want to say he got robbed, but then boxing and tests can be a finicky thing. And by being so finicky, I want to point out the corniness of his opponent in Devin Haney. Devin Haney decided to dance after he got
Yeah.
this loss removed. Okay, now
Yeah.
he's gonna act like we overlooking the fact that he got beat up in the fight.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna overlook this, and I'm gonna dance, and I'm gonna, yeah, yeah, yeah. Devin Haney, I just want to let you know how corny you look. You got your ass whipped in that fight. It don't matter. You can say, oh, he was this, he was that. Them suspending Ryan Garcia for a year, and then Devin Haney possibly wanting this rematch after the year. Bro, this is. I need them to get testing done correctly, and it needs to be a way that there cannot be an error or a mishandling. Because how you have a positive test, how you have a negative test, but then we come to the conclusion that we're gonna suspend you for a year. So what do you even think about that, Rob? What's going on with your thought process whenever you hear something like that?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of buggy because like I know when it comes to these kind of tests and everything like that, like it can be tricky. Like Ryan Braun, like the way that he got off was because of the mishandling of tests,
Yeah,
and all that. So like when it comes to, I'll just speak on the Haney part. Like dog, you did get beat up. Like and it's like like where are they at now? Where are these cats now? Where are they talking about? Put the one next to my 31 or whatever. And it's just like, dog, you basically are that Ryan Braun that got off on a technicality. Like you still got beat, and even though you the guy basically tested positive, whatever, you got beat. You got absolutely smoked.
yes,
And so yeah, it's a hard thing to basically for me to come down with. But as far as the testing goes, I don't know. Maybe it's like it could have been an inconclusive. Maybe it could have been a false positive. Like I know when it comes to like these tests, it's hard to really grasp, and there's a lot of different factors that can basically go into positives and negatives and everything like
yeah.
that. But yeah, yeah. No, it's. I just say for the guy that's not a chemistry guy, I am the guy that basically could spot somebody's like wrongdoing, or I don't say wrongdoing, but just like what the fuck are you doings? Yeah, Haney, chill the fuck out,
Yes.
chill out, bro.
Even and I just want to throw this out. They say that it's a banned substance. Even if it's a
Mm-hmm.
banned substance, Devin Haney, you look so bad in that fight. You look so
Yeah,
bad in that fight, and then you look even worse. I would have rather if he would have just made a statement and not did the corny shit that he did. He could have came out and made a statement, Ryan, I can't believe that you were that. I thought that we were better competitors than that, and just say, I hope to fight you in a clean match, and that would have been it, and I would have been fine with it.
To be honest, what he would have done better is by saying nothing.
This is also
There's
true.
nothing that was needed to say. Like, hey, like you said, he could basically make that comment, and it would just been, hey, come out on the higher road and everything like that, make yourself seem like the adult, or just say not a damn thing, say nothing, just be like, oh shit, it happens, whatever, and or if they reach for comment, say no, no comment. You always have the right to not say a motherfucking thing. You always reserve the right to shut the fuck up. That's what every one of us has.
Yes, we do.
Our inalienable right.
We all
Shut
have.
the fuck up.
And I just gotta say this, Devin Haney, in the words of 50 Cent, you look legendary corny for doing that. Just legendary corny. Because now if you take a loss to him, if you come back fight him and he's clean and you take another loss, it won't matter. And I really do think Devin Haney does certain things because he feels the need to want to feel relevant. You know? That could, some people could say, oh, you're reaching with that, but I feel like that's what he wants. He just wants to stay relevant. And it's just stop wanting to be relevant. Just stop wanting to be relevant, bro. Just live your career. Live your career. Now, we're gonna switch from boxing to the ice rink. Rob, did you ever think, because we touched on this, Florida up 3-0 would lose the next 3 games? The next 3, starting with a game 4, 8-1. Draisaitl, Connor, they have led the charge 3 straight games. You even called out before the show. They have stopped them on 44 out of 45 power plays. They have made Florida irrelevant. Could this be? Look at us. Could this be
all the odds,
the biggest upset in sports history? Edmonton, Stanley Cup, first one, 30 years, down, 0-3, come back, 4 straight, takes Canada's title back north for the first time in 30 years. Could this be the biggest sports upset ever, Rob?
Without question. I mean, when I say without question, like unequivocally, all the different thesaurus words that I could think of. Absolutely. And here's why. Because it's 4 reasons. 4. Canada's first Stanley Cup in 30 years. Last one was with the Canadiens back in 93, I believe. 2.
I think so.
This would be the anointing of Connor McDavid, who is the now great one within this era, who is the best hockey player by a mile, all that kind of stuff, like fast as fuck on the ice, all that. This would be his first Stanley Cup and absolutely his anointing. 3rd, this would be the first time in NHL history that basically a team has come from 3-0 in a series to basically win the series. 3, like this would be that first time this happened. I think the last time that it actually happened, where basically it came down to a game 7, was, I think they said it was like 2014, 2012 with the Kings. Like, this is the biggest, and I forgot the 4th point. This is the biggest. This is the biggest time that basically we would have as far as like this being within the Stanley Cup. Like, guys, this is monumental. Like, we are on the eve of history. Granted, if Florida wins, there ain't that much history. I mean, it'd be their first Stanley Cup, but this would be absolutely amazing. And I gotta say, This is the only chance that the Oilers have to win, or the only chance the Panthers have to win this series, is because with all that within the minds of the Oilers, all that stuff within the mind of the Oilers, that's the only thing that's going to stop them, because in the last 3 games, they have been taking it to them. Like Nate said, 8-1 in game 4. Like, it was a down, beat down of epic proportions. And then game 5, you could see that there was a little bit of fight within the Panthers. They tried, whatever. Game 6, dog, it was to the point of, no, game 5 was the one where basically they had the empty netter, and like Connor McDavid, like the Kachuk basically saved it. Absolutely great save on an empty netter. Connor McDavid said, "Fuck that shit," and hit that bitch right in the net. Like, it was crazy. And game 6 was just a beatdown, absolute beatdown, up and down the ice. Game 7, it's gonna be in Florida. It's gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. Like I said, the Oilers are the only people that can stop the Oilers right now. Panthers have shown that they cannot stop the Oilers if they're basically going. That defense is amazing. Connor McDavid has been basically getting his guys going. Leon Draisaitl has been getting his guys going. Like, the Panthers have been showing that they got that lemon booty. They saw their names on that. They saw their names on the Stanley Cup on Game 4 when they were up 3-0, and they basically haven't looked back since. They got hit in the mouth. They haven't been able to recover. They got to recover tomorrow. They have to. And the only way that they're going to be able to recover is if Oilers basically think about the totality of everything involved and everything that's going to happen. That's their only chance. It's going to be good, though.
This has been a hands-on deck call. I mean, everybody from the Oilers is getting shots on goal, whether it be Broberg, Draisaitl, Henrique. Everybody's trying to make this happen. This has been. I didn't think whenever I saw Florida up 3-0, I said Florida's going to win their first Stanley Cup. It's staying in the southern part of Northern America. Canada's still in a dry spell. They're not winning. And then, I don't know if they were powered by Canadian bacon and maple syrup or what the hell happened. It just all went left. Everything went left for Florida. Just whoosh. And I was like, what happened? Because at first I thought, okay, they jumped out on Florida. They beat Florida's ass 8-1. Okay. I said Florida is going to say, hey, bro, let's get our head out our ass. Let's go back in here. Let's win this. And that is not what happened. They have lost 2 more games in spectacular fashion. And now we're literally on the eve of probably one of the biggest sports upset in Canada, getting its first title since 93. Getting the Stanley Cup since 93. And bro, if you're Canadian right now and you've been waiting for the Stanley Cup to come back to Canada, this is your moment. And as my homie Rob just said, the only thing I think that can stop the Oilers is the Oilers at this moment. The moment being too big for them to overcome, and they don't make it. That's the only thing that can happen. The moment becomes too big, they don't make it, and they choke out and Florida wins, which is going to be historic on both sides. It's going to be historic on both sides, but it's going to be even bigger if the Oilers pull this out tomorrow night. We have to wait and see. I know people are going to be on edge. This has to be one of the biggest viewed Stanley Cup Game 7s. I think that this has to be because
absolutely
because they were up 3-0. Now it's 3-3. They done took 3 ass whippings. It's everything. I think everything that you could think about. You know how they say when everything goes right, it goes right, but whenever everything starts to go wrong, the whole house burns down. And this is the house burning down right now. And I don't know if Florida is in panic state yet, or if they're like the little dog in the meme and they're saying, this is fine. It's okay. So, Florida, if you're in this is fine, this is okay state, that is not the state to be in right now. It is full on panic time. What the hell is going on? Somebody help me. Let's figure out what's going on because at 7 p.m. Central tomorrow, this may be the start of just the worst of the worst for y'all. But it's gonna be a great match tomorrow. I'll even be watching that. I'll even be tuning in watching that. That's gonna be just. It's gonna be magnificent. It will be a magnificent thing. Now I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna go away from the hockey rink to the baseball diamond. You know, in honor of Juneteenth just passing, we as black people freed slaves. We know a lot of black people because the MLB right now is only 9%, but me and Rob are avid baseball lovers, with sports lovers in general. So if you're a black person watching this and you're like, oh, I don't know any black baseball players, maybe this would help me out. We're gonna call out a few names in honor of Juneteenth passing. So, our fellow black man who may not be interested in baseball could gravitate towards some of these names. We have some people for you to go ahead and watch. Rob, go ahead, get the people some names that they can watch.
All right, so we broke this down because not just for Juneteenth, but also for the Rickwood Field game that was on Thursday. That my Cardinals won, against the Giants. They honored Willie Mays, who just passed last Tuesday, or last week, excuse me, and basically honored also the Negro League players that played on that field, and baseball players that played on that field in the past. So what we wanted to do was basically, because like for me as a Cardinals fan as a kid, like I always tied myself to the players that we had when I started watching. So the Royce Claytons, the Ron Gants, the Ray Langfords, then moving on to like Reggie Sanders, we had Sean Dunston for a minute, like those cats, like basically gravitating to them and like, basically grasping on them. Brian Jordan was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, I'm black, like this is something I grasp onto. So we want to basically make a list and we want to make something that you guys can basically be like, hey, I want to get into this team. Is there a black player there? Or I want to get into baseball. Just overall, are there black players that I can basically be down with? So we made this list for y'all. So starting off, we wanted to do it, by position. I will be honest with you, straight up, it's hard as fuck to basically find a black catcher in the MLB. Um, Granted, we did find one in a man named Bo Naylor. He's a catcher for the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians. For people that don't watch baseball, they're not the Indians anymore; they're the Guardians. Been there for a couple years. But he plays for the Guardians. He hasn't had a great year. He was a top prospect coming out, like he was a top 50 the year that he came up to the major leagues.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bo Naylor is for playing for the Guardians, not having a great year right now, but still a brother that y'all can watch. He also has a brother, get it, that actually plays for the Guardians and is actually pretty good. Josh Naylor. Wasn't as much about top prospect actually, which is kind of weird, but he's actually been having a really good year this year.
Yes, he is.
And yeah, like he's they got two brothers that are brothers, and we're brothers. That are playing for the Guardians right now, and that is pretty dope. The next one, the best player in baseball in my eyes, Mookie Betts. Why he's the best player in baseball right now? Because that motherfucker plays every position. He plays center field, right field, second base, shortstop. You could probably put his ass at third. He'll probably do well. Put his ass at first. He'll do well.
Yes.
Put his ass at catcher. He'll do well. Like he can. He's the greatest utility man I've ever seen.
Yes, he is.
Like he's former MVP, former World Series champion, two-time World Series champion. Like he can do it all. Gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like he is the best player in baseball to me. Can run, hit, throw. A great personality. Got a podcast. I'm gonna actually tell you that once I remember the name of it. I think it's On Base with Mookie Betts. Like he does it all. Like a great bowler. Like he's like a 300. Like I think he's bowled like 300 games and shit. Like he's actually a really great. He might be a better bowler, like as good of a bowler as he is a baseball player. Um, but yeah, Mookie
Man is a
Betts
superstar.
playing second base right. Well, I got him at second, but he's playing shortstop right now.
Man can play everywhere.
And that's only because like we need. What'd you say?
He can play everywhere. Doesn't matter where we stick him. He's gonna be successful.
Yeah, he actually was playing second base last year, but they moved him to short because Gavin Lux came back. But like, yeah, dog, it's crazy. Third base, Royce Lewis, who was a former top prospect as well, hardly ever plays because he's always hurt. It's
Yes.
something about because between him and Byron Buxton, who's another brother that plays on the Twins, like they always get hurt, and they got immense talent. Like when he does play, he is one of the best hitting third baseman in the league. It's just that he don't play that much because he's just always hurt, and it's just a bunch of different injuries. But like that's a guy to watch for in Minneapolis for playing for the Twins. Check out Royce Lewis, a guy that's near and dear to my heart is shortstop, who could be rookie of the year this year. You know, he's my vote. He has my vote.
Of course,
It's Mason Wynn.
Yeah. We know.
Motherfucker throws. Yeah, I mean, just saying. I have to basically I have to rep for my home team. It's what I do. It's who I am. He's a former pitcher. They was gonna try to make him a two-way player. He actually has recorded like I think one of the fastest throws from shortstop. He threw it like 99 miles an hour in a futures game. Like straight up, like threw it from short to first base, 99 miles an hour. Like they recorded that shit. Like right now, he's been hitting great. Uh, he's a great player, just all around. Like I don't know if I don't know if he's gonna have a sophomore slump. This is his rookie year because that happened to Jordan Walker last year. But yeah, that's been my dude. Like he's been our only consistent offense this year throughout the year. So, but yeah, no, Mason Wynn, of course. Left field, I got his Tommy Pham. If you guys remember that name, he actually was a former Cardinal. So I have him on the list as that as well. But he actually been playing great for the White Sox. On one of the only bright spots for that fucking team. Probably he's trying to play well for the White Sox so he can get the fuck off the White Sox. But like, yeah, no, like between him and DeJong for that matter. But like, yeah, no, Tommy Pham, brother, like, made headlines a few times for basically slapping somebody for over a fantasy football game. Um, this year basically got into it with William Contreras, over in Milwaukee, over a spat. Like he's been going at cats, and everything like that. But like, nah, he's been playing great, and yeah, that I can't say enough about him. Aaron Judge, another great player. I mean, you probably heard him, one of the biggest motherfuckers you're gonna see on a baseball
Yes,
field.
he is.
Period. Uh, he's been playing center field this year. Usually they have him at right, but I think they have Stanton out there at right. But like, nah, man, like absolutely great hitter, absolute great hitter, former MVP, AL home run record holder, like
It's
season home
bombs.
run record holder. Like he usually has there's a statistic called on base plus slugging, which basically tracks like how many times you get on base plus how many bases you get. So like, if you're hitting doubles, triples, home runs, like your OPS is gonna be higher. Uh, basically usually has like a one OPS is like all star, MVP rather worthy. He usually has that every year, like at least close to it. Like 900 is like zero point 0.9 to like 1. Like he always has that. Like he's just all around great player. Can't say enough about him. Yeah, but just one of the biggest motherfuckers you're gonna see on a baseball field. He
Clearly,
just looks huge. Like he's 6'7", like 280.
playing
He
center
basically
field.
he should be basically like he should be blocking fucking Micah Parsons. Like that's what he should be
Yes, he
doing. But
should.
he's on the baseball field.
He definitely.
Like that motherfucker huge. Another cat that's been around, for baseball fans, y'all remember this name, Andrew McCutchen, playing right. Uh, Plays for the Pirates, so he's back with them right now. He don't have the locks like he used to, but he still plays like at not in the MVP caliber level like he was, but like still a really good, outfielder, like an everyday outfielder, especially for that team that has some offense but not a ton. But now, like he's still out here. He's still playing. Like I don't know how much longer he's gonna play. I want to say he just said this year, next year is gonna be his last year. But no, one of my favorite players when I was a kid. But yeah, can't say enough about Kutch. You know, that's the dude, man. Um, Starting pitcher, I got Hunter Green. So Hunter Green, I don't know if anybody really knows or remembers, but Hunter Green was actually supposed to be like that Shohei Otani type cat. What they did, like he used to, like they basically was like he throws 100 mile an hour, he hits 450-foot home runs. But what they did was they basically was like, all right, you just gonna pitch, period. You're not gonna, because when they did it, it was basically like they were phasing out pitchers actually hitting. So he actually didn't. I don't think he even hit at all in the majors like once he came up. But yeah, Hunter Green, he's actually figured it out now. Mainly was just like, fastball, 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 because he threw it like 100, 103 and shit like
Yep.
that. But now he's kind of slowed it down a little bit. Got a good breaking pitch. Got I think they called it a demon slider or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's something like that.
Like yeah, like he's been actually figuring it out, which that's the thing with like young pitchers, especially a lot of them are fireballers. Having that breaking pitch would be just as good as having like that 103-mile-an-hour fastball. So, but no, he's been having a good year this year. The last person I'm gonna have on here, and this is mainly because even though he hasn't played at all this year, is because there's no other black closers, and that's Devin Williams, who plays for the Brewers, former Rookie of the Year. Uh, he like he's got a great circle change. Like he is a straight up like ruthless circle change. Like it just that bitch just fall off the roof. And yeah, like he once he is healthy and actually starts playing, he is gonna be the closer for the Brewers. Which they have a great bullpen, so it's gonna be crazy that he's gonna come in and probably be that closer. If he plays this year, he should because they are in playoff contention. So once he's back healthy, they'll bring him back. But yeah, like yeah. Um, the honorable mention. So like we do have an honorable mention. So some cast y'all need to look at.
Mm-hmm.
James Wood. Look him up. That man is gonna be a fucking problem for the Nationals. When he gets called up, he's in AAA right now. Expected to be called up this year. Big ass dude. Like I think he's like 6'5", 240.
Yeah.
Or 6'5", 230, 240. His for power, his for average, runs, just all around like a lefty. Like he's a great hitter. Um, it's gonna be nuts, especially when him and Dylan Cruz come into that lineup, dog. Like it's gonna be nuts. Like that's the guy that I'm really can't wait for him to get.
Nationals are going to
He's one
try
of
to
the top
shake back with
prospects
him.
in all of baseball right now. Go ahead, bro.
Nationals are going to try to shake back with him. They going him and Dylan. They're going to try to shake back with them too. They're definitely going to try to shake back with
Yeah,
him too. He has
yeah,
huge upside, huge upside,
absolutely.
huge upside. Now
Like
also on this
like that
list, bro.
lineup.
Yeah,
Go
that
ahead.
lineup is going to be crazy. Nationals, you have
Mm,
something to look forward to.
yeah.
Nationals. I'm not even gonna lie. Not gonna stunt y'all. You know, I'm
Yep.
not gonna front on y'all. Y'all not like the Royals or somebody like that. Y'all have potential. The Royals
But
got
the
like
Royals have been good this year.
yeah, but Royals sucked for a minute, bro. They they
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they they, they sucked for a minute. I don't know why not to get off, but they hurt me because like I looked at the Royals sometime and I was like, why do y'all suck? Like that's how I'd
yeah.
be like, why do y'all suck? But the Nationals,
I
y'all
have my
definitely
I
have
have my
something to
theory.
look forward to. Y'all definitely have something to look. Y'all not in
Yeah,
that Oakland athletics territory. Y'all damn sure not out there.
nah, absolutely not. Like I got another brother. The Nationals got another brother on the team named CJ Abrams, who's actually been having a really good year this year. From Alpharetta, like that they got in the Soto trade. So basically, James Wood and CJ Abrams they got when they traded Juan Soto, who's one of the best players in all of baseball right now. But when they traded him from the Nationals, basically they got both of those cats in the trade, and it's been working out for them, both of them. But yeah, some other cats to basically outside of CJ Abrams and James Wood, Marcus Simeon, who basically is on the World Series winning Rangers team, one of their big top free agents that they basically brought in. Great all around hitter. Not having a great year this year, but he's one of the cats to really look at. Riley Green, who plays for the Detroit Tigers. I will be honest. I was trying to make sure what he was. Full disclosure, he looks black. Not 100% sure, but he got somebody else on his team that's the same thing that I've been wondering. He's a former Cardinal, Jack Flaherty. I've been trying to figure that out. Nobody has basically, I wouldn't say everybody's been trying to see and find out, but nobody has really like said whether or not. Got the haircut, got the look. I think I saw his mom once. She's white, I think. But like everything else. We're gonna have Riley Green on there. Tristan McKenzie plays for the Guardians. Another brother pitcher is kind of figuring things out now. He's been up in the majors for a while. Got great stuff. Somebody y'all could really look at. Jordan Hicks, former Cardinal, plays for the Giants right now. Like, yeah, those are cats that I would basically say cat people for y'all to look at. Feel free to rewind and like just check some of these cats out. Like,
Yep.
because they're great players, absolutely great players. There's current players right now. Like, definitely go ahead and check them out.
Oh yeah, definitely a good list, Rob. Bunch of players. You know, if you're a person who black person want to gravitate to a black player, check those guys out. Definitely good guys to look into. Now we're gonna go from the baseball diamond to the basketball court, and we know last week we had y'all with our imaginary with our do rags on. You know, we had our do rags on, and we used our imagination. Cause at first, you know, we looked at it as what could Dan Hurley gain? Dan Hurley has to be using the Lakers for money. It's no way he takes the job, and he didn't take the job. And JJ Reddick did get the job. And along with JJ Reddick getting the job, they're looking to have Sam Cassell on his coaching team. So, wink, wink, you all should already know where this is going. The Lakers are keeping their quote unquote backup coach right there in house, ready to go for whenever this all goes south. So, Rob said he has some stuff to say about this, but I have a few things to also say. Y'all fucked up. Um, why? Why did we do this for his first coaching job? Why? You could have look at me, America. It's a million other places y'all could have put him with young kids to try to develop a team. But no. He makes bold statements like, quoting JJ Reddick now, oh, I could preserve LeBron's career another 6 years. Mind you, yes, they have a podcast together. Like I said, is some of you can say, well, the podcast didn't have anything to do about it. JJ is just an awesome candidate. Yeah, bro. Like, I'm candidate for the world's strongest man, bro. Yeah. That's just what it is. No. JJ Reddick has absolutely no coaching credit. He don't even coach no AAU team. And we gave him just a whole hey, look, JJ, we're gonna give you the keys to LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and whoever else we have left on that team, because you know we about to mess this up if we can re-sign LeBron, because he's looking for 50, 60 million a year at age 39, which I don't think I'd do it.
Don't get it.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to him. They're gonna give it to him. And then after he gonna get it, he's gonna wreck the team. And then whenever he decides to like retire, you're gonna be like, what's that worth the money? No. And then you're gonna feel stupid about yourself. So, but why? Why? What do you think that he can do? You want Sam Cassell on the coaching squad. Why? Because you see this going south immediately. If you believed in him, why isn't he picking his own assistant coaching staff? You want Sam Cassell there. That would be red flag number one. Why? Two, granted they have this podcast together. Yes, they talk X and O's. But I will harp back on history. Some of your greatest coaches, their greatest asset isn't just that they can coach. They're personality managers. They know how to galvanize the troops and make this work. your Phil Jacksons, your Popoviches. They do great at managing personalities. Okay? This isn't something that I see JJ doing because JJ got a smart ass mouth. Okay? We see this mouth fly flip it all the time. This thing goes off and says stuff like he didn't won 6 championships, okay? That's how he talks at times. Why would you do this to him? 3, have we not learned from Luke Walton? Have we not learned from that? And some of you may say, but Price, why are you bringing Luke Walton into the equation? Because Luke Walton was given a franchise with talent to it and could only win 37 games. Mike Brown takes the job, and boys go to the playoffs. You may say, but he can't miss the playoffs with LeBron. Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that?
I wouldn't be.
Because last time I checked, LeBron has missed the playoffs a few times in the past few years. And some of you may say, well, it's injuries and this is that. What about the first round knockouts? What about Denver just giving them the foot? What about Phoenix giving them the foot? We're not gonna talk about those? No, we not gonna. All right. I see we choose to have selective memory at times. Okay. History has shown us this rookie head coach first time shit don't work like y'all think it works. It don't work. It's a few players that turned coaches and they were successful. Phil Jackson. Okay. Bill Russell won a title as a coach. I think he might have been an assistant coach or head coach whenever he did it. The biggest one to me is always gonna be Phil, because Phil won his one. He won a ring as a player, but then he went on to win countless rings as a coach, and he's did it with a multitude of personalities. And then Steve Kerr, player turned coach. Steve Kerr is also a great personality manager. He knows how to deal and manage the personalities in the Draymond Greens, the Steph Currys, the Klay Thompson, all of those dudes. Rob, I see this. You know what? I hate to use this as the comparison because this was a great tragedy. I think this could go down like the Hindenburg. Just a ball of flames, just ignite this shit and this shit goes down. Because I don't see this working how we think it would work. Because a couple things come to my mind. And it's going to be people saying, oh, LeBron didn't orchestrate this. And the podcast had nothing to do with it. What credentials did we see? What do y'all know that I don't know or Rob doesn't know? Rob, point this way, that Rob doesn't know about what's going on with JJ Reddick. I'm telling you, not because I have a source. We know that the reason that this is going on is because of the podcast. I've said it a million times. LeBron James is a player that wants to have absolute control of what goes on those teams that he's on. This is just another way that he does it. People don't realize the United States, big country. Big countries fight smaller countries in proxy wars, okay? This is the NBA player proxy war right here. He's using that podcast, his influence, him, Clutch Sports, and everything else to say, hey, bro, we're going to bring on JJ Reddick. And JJ Reddick is going to be our coach. And Sam Cassell has to be on the coaching staff. Not they letting you pick it, JJ. Sam Cassell has to be there. Why? Because whenever shit goes up in flames with you, they can cancel your ass and have Sam Cassell waiting as a coach. Because in reality, LeBron likes as much control over the coach and what goes on during how things are coached versus anything else. Y'all might as well just let him be a player coach. Like y'all really just might as well let him be a player coach. Let him write up everything, let him call everything. It's the same reason he left Miami. He told Pat Riley, fire, spoke. Pat Riley said, hell no. Okay, I'm gone. He didn't even tell D Wade. D Wade is on record saying, I didn't know LeBron was going back to Cleveland until he made the announcement. You know why? Because LeBron likes absolute control of what's going on in a situation. That's clearly it. Now that I've gotten my rant out the way, Rob, go ahead. What do you have to say about this?
To be honest, I can't really go against anything you said. I think you were spot on, dog. Like, because it was reported that LeBron didn't have anything to do with this coaching hire, and I am with you when I think bullshit because there's no other way. Like, James Borrego was the only other guy that basically was talked about as far as being a head coaching candidate for the Lakers. They said Shams came on and said he like if they wanted to get him, they could have got him at whatever price. Borrego is still out there being the waiting for his ride basically as the Hornets head coach, which he's been talked about for other jobs, whatever. So overall, like this is going to be bad, and I like I said in the past, dog. Like I can't see it any other way because yeah, he JJ Reddick just doesn't have that kind of personality where it's like it seems like he's going to be a great players coach, and he might grow into that or something like that. And with maybe Sam Cassell's tutelage, you might have that. But also, I think that Sam Cassell is going to really be his Tyronn Lue, like to David Blatt. Like I honestly think this is going to be Sam Cassell is going to be the guy that's going to be waiting there in the wings for JJ Reddick to get fired, whether it's this year or next year, to basically, be that next head coach for, probably LeBron's last year. So I mean, it's I don't know, man. Like this is one of those kind of like they tried to get the smart guy. They wanted to get the smart guy that's been, going at Stephen A and taking it to the man and doing finals coverage. And it's just like, nah, man, y'all needed a head coach. Y'all tried to get that. I mean, granted, Darvin Ham, I didn't think that was gonna be that bad. I think they were like, damn, like this nigga's really fucking up. Like, because Darvin Ham was a long time assistant and everything like that had championship pedigree with Bucks, and that nigga just fucking bombed it. Sorry to say, absolutely bombed it.
Yes.
And to be honest, they might have. I could see the Lakers might have tried to go get Monty Williams if they were like, you know what, we ain't really got to pay him all that much. But it probably was Monty Williams like, nah, man, I'm straight. I got these millions. I can go chill.
Oh yeah,
which that's what he wanted to do before he took the Pistons job. Like, I think that he was just like, I'm ready to just chill out. But nah, man, we'll see how it goes with JJ. I'm not optimistic on it at all. I'm really not. Like, I have no reason to be optimistic about this hire. And I don't think many of the Lakers fans are optimistic about it either.
hell no.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And I just want to point this out. David Blatt was 30-11 whenever they fired him for Tyronn Lue to come in there and swoop up and take over this job. Now, I don't know about you, Rob, but I don't want to fire shit whenever shit is working, okay? And at the time, they claimed that it was a culture change in Cleveland. I don't know much about their culture, but 30-11 seemed like a pretty good culture to me to fire a man halfway through the NBA season. I'm gonna just throw that out there. And oh yeah, shout out to Monty Williams, because I do kind of agree with what Draymond Green said about that. I'm happy he don't have to coach that disaster of a Pistons squad right now. He's gonna get his money to sit at home right now because the one thing that you guys did in Detroit, y'all failed him. Y'all gave that man 1 year and y'all expected immediate turnaround, and it wasn't gonna happen with a young team and no culture and no foundation. You have to give
A
those
young
things
bad
time.
team.
Come on, yeah, like,
Yeah.
and you fired him, but you know what? You got to pay him now. So, Monty, I hope that you have a great retirement. spending Detroit's money because they are fools for not even giving you a real shot at really turning that culture around because you did get multiple teams on track. You got Phoenix on track. You wind up getting New Orleans
Yep.
on track. And I give you great credit for that.
Yep.
Nobody else will point that out, but I will point that out and say that you did great things with those teams in turning around and at least help building a basis for a culture. Detroit, you're very stupid. Now, as we move on,
As
Rob,
we proceed.
me and you know, we watch ESPN here and there, you know, and we kind of made an analogy. ESPN is kind of boring. I feel like we're more entertainment than ESPN. I'll be honest with you, but ESPN is being kind of boring, and right now we think they need some production changes. You know, they need to spice things up. And Rob said they kind of need a Triple H. They need a Triple H. They needed Paul Levesque to step in there and kind of spice things up. Who do you think that could possibly be, Rob? How do you think ESPN could change that up for themselves?
Honestly, I don't really know. Because the thing is, like, when it comes to ESPN, like, they have had for years basically just been everybody comes to us for news. We are the channel that's been around. We have Sports Center. People know us as that guiding light when it comes to sports. But they're fucking they've been playing it safe far too long. And the reason why I say like with Triple H, or reason why we say with Triple H, because like with WWE under Vince McMahon, outside of the legal issues, they were basically stale because they knew that for a fact that they've been the brand name for over 40 years and everybody comes to them when it comes to wrestling. And so now that basically things have changed up, Triple H is taking over. The content has basically been a lot better, especially with Kevin Dunn being gone too. The content has been a lot better, a lot more refreshing, a lot more want to basically see. Um, and so with ESPN, I know they've been talking about, you know, like with Stephen A. He's been asking for 25 million, which is fucking ridiculous. Granted, Stephen A. has been the only voice within that company that people really care about because people don't really watch ESPN. They watch clips of ESPN, and nobody really does that. But like they've been stale for a while, and they've been trying to play safe for far too long. And I think now is going to be the point where they need to basically get some lifeblood. I would say, like for me, the only thing I really watch on ESPN is Scott Van Pelt. He's been like genuine cool dude, seeming like from his show. They don't really have much of that. I would say Monica McNutt, Andrea Carter, and Elle Duncan for their WNBA coverage has been dope, but it's not really much else that's been on that channel that I can basically be like, oh shit, I gotta go watch that. So, what is the fix? I think they just need to basically bring in more personalities, probably maybe like a Miro, something that's gonna be something that's a little bit different. That's gonna give that. I know they tried with Pat McAfee, and that has been something as far as like the way that experiment is gone. Uh, but yeah, like I don't know what's gonna be the fix necessarily. They just need something to basically give that oomph back, like when they had Sports Nation, when they had Highly Questionable, when they
Mm-hmm.
had all these different shows that seem just entertaining and not just let me give you the news. Like they gave fucking Greeny a show, and he's just boring as all fuck.
Yes, he is.
And it's just like they need something, and I don't know what that something is, but it's not Stephen A. I would say that. I don't think it's Stephen A. I think Stephen A. has been the guy that basically is like, I'm going to say the thing that's gonna get you mad, and people fall for that trap every single time. Because Skip was that guy, and then Skip left because they didn't pay him what Skip wanted, and they basically relied on Stephen A. to be that guy. Now Stephen A. is asked for more money, and he's probably gonna get the boot too. But yeah, that's the one thing I'm like, I I need they need something though because ESPN, now that people are basically more a la carte with how they watch shows, and ESPN is not as relevant as it used to be, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna have to power up that motor on the Titanic to get that big ass motherfucker going because they're gonna get hit by an iceberg sooner or fucking later if they keep on going the trajectory that they're going on
Definitely.
because it's gonna happen. the irrelevancy of them, they only gonna get saved so much by Disney. They need something to basically get them going. But I don't know what that something is.
Yeah. Now, ESPN, good luck with that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
now, as we kind of shift gears a little bit from the basketball court to rappers who love basketball, we're going to go ahead and talk about Drake for a second. And we've just been bouncing this idea back and forth. But could Drake become the biggest excommunicado rapper in history? And it has to do with the whole Kendrick Lamar beef and Kendrick Lamar exposing things. And I'm gonna be real, dog. You haven't even tried to bounce back since that man dropped Not Like Us. And that shit's a bop, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I probably played Not Like Us at least a couple times a day. It runs across Spotify stream. I be in here. They not like They not like I be in here bobbing and stuff. I go off whenever I hit it, and it has been amazing. And I don't know what to tell you, Drake. I don't know if you wanna. You might become the biggest excommunicado. I don't know if you can John Wick your way back into the table. Yeah, I don't know if you can get back under the coverage of the table with this one. There is nothing that I've seen you do that says that you want back at this man, and there's nothing that says I'm gonna get back right. And I feel not so horrible for you because you've just done what you've done, and yeah. But Rob, do you think he could
Yeah.
be the biggest excommunicado rapper in history?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because the thing is, he's one of the biggest rappers in history, and like you said, like with Not Like Us being the bop that it is, it's because I've been saying like, yeah, Drake's only play is just to keep going, like ignorance is bliss, like because he has not had anything to basically come back with, and I mean he's had like his diss tracks, the push ups track,
Yeah.
Family Matters track, like those were nice. I can't front, but like his hole has been so dug into that it's like, yeah, man, like he's drowning at this point. And I think when it comes to essentially Kendrick being like, dog, you're a leech. Like you're a fucking leech, dog. Like you went to Atlanta to basically get relevant. You've been trying to use Houston. Like this is what basically like made me think about like with Drake and everything. It's like I saw somebody posted a tweet that was like Drake needs to have cats from Memphis and cats from Houston to basically blow up a diss track and everything like that. Like he's fucking NATO or some shit. Like why are you getting all these motherfuckers to basically spirit bomb against Kendrick when really Kendrick, he basically had everybody organically spirit bomb to him? Because the thing with Kendrick was when you guys saw the concert, I don't know if you saw the concert with Amazon, like you user, or you YouTube user, like if you saw the concert on Amazon with Not Like Us, or with the pop out tour, like Kendrick like was having his hood basically come up and like everybody else around him because they were like, hey, this is the cat that made it, that never forgot that he made it, and that has been coming back pretty organically himself to basically help with things that are around here. He had Bloods and Crips coming together to basically go under him because it wasn't like, hey, I'm Fig Street, I'm this and that. Like, no, this is about us. This is about our folk and the thing that we uphold, which is not just rap, but our culture altogether. And so, like with Drake doing like all the stuff he's been doing, and now basically having to basically defend himself against that, he's against the fucking world now. Because it's yes, is he gonna get people to basically probably work with him? Yes, but it's not gonna be the top rappers because people ain't gonna really try to rock with somebody that one got pedophile allegations against them, but also like somebody that basically is like you're only using me for cachet. He's gonna get the Block Boy Jays that JD or whatever his name was
Yeah.
that had the shoot dance. Like he's gonna get cats like that because they ain't got no other route. Like you might as well latch on to him, but he's not gonna get any like really stars anymore, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Like he ain't gonna get like the rappers that he used to, or get the link ups that he used to, because Rick Ross has basically said fuck you. Kendrick has said fuck you. Like it's only a matter of time that before more rappers say fuck you, you're on your own. And can he
Yeah,
do it on his own? Like is 21 Savage gonna say no? Is like, all I'm trying to think who else like he's worked with. Like who else is like gonna basically is Party gonna basically say no? Is like who else? Like whatever. Like who else is gonna say no to this cat?
the
You
True
know?
Chains,
And I
all
think
of
it's gonna
them.
be a lot of folks.
Yeah. He Drake, you just gotta push forward, bro. You're gonna have to come with a banger, baby. You're gonna have to come with a banger of a song, and I mean a banger of
A
a.
big one.
Yeah.
A big one.
You need look you need God's plan. The God's plan you about this one or something, my guy. You need something. You
Like you
need
can't
something.
and you can't just be like, oh you like you these, like his rap, like thing is with Drake raps is like Drake's raps are basically the 30-year-old cat that comes back to the circle at Southern that goes that's parking in front of Toddy and Shade. I don't even know if Toddy and Shade is still around, but like my Southern
That is a
cats
good
remember,
question.
like the cats that's like in their 20s waiting for the 18-year-old cats or the 18-year-old girls to basically be coming up and go into the dorm. Like, I'll help you, I got you. That's the raps that basically Drake has been going at with these ladies. When he's not doing that, he raps his ass off. Like when Drake is really on his shit, like he really be rapping his ass off. But like the times that basically he's like, oh, oh, let me help you with your bags, little 18, 19-year-old. Like, that's the raps that he's been basically going. And that's the raps that basically Kendrick's been kind of using against him. Like, he can't come with that shit no more, dog. You got to come with some shit that's going to really be some heat. Because Kendrick already did. And you ain't really got nothing else for him. And don't seem like you do either.
Yeah, that
So,
it's horrible for him. Maybe he can push forward. I don't know. I don't know if he can push forward. But to go ahead and wind down the show, you know, there there's a universal person across all sports that gets a horrible rap. Gets called names, blind as a bat, don't know the right call, and that's refs.
mm.
We're gonna throw umpires in there, for baseball
Oh,
people.
y'all. Officials.
And Rob wants to sympathize with you guys a little bit as we wind down the show. Go ahead and Rob and let them know that you got some sympathy for these people.
I'm in. Huddle up. Huddle up. Referees, officials, all y'all. So I've been seeing y'all really get a lot of just ire, a lot of just strife from everyone. Everybody saying you don't know how to do your job, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to make the right call. Every one of you, like every single one. And look, I just like when Nate talks about, he don't have any love for Cowboys fans, and I say I do, because I'm a lover, y'all. I'm not that much of a hater. I only hate when I can really hate well. And it's really not that often. So most times I'm a lover, okay? And so I love you. I love you because of what job that you do. So here's the thing when it comes to sports. A lot of the people that you watch have God-given abilities. No matter what they say, these are God-given abilities. They refine them with skill. These are God-given abilities that they basically have refined and have not been able to waver from. Umpires, officials, they ain't born no God given abilities to umpire. Ain't nobody get born with the God given ability to call strikes and balls. Ain't nobody got the ability to basically call out pass interference. That shit is just learned. And when it comes to that, people would say there's no good referee and there's no good umpire. Why? Because when they basically is a bad call, it's only that's all that matters. Is that once it's a bad call that's being made, everything that you did that was right don't matter. So if you basically call 9.5 things out of 10 right, that point 0.5 that you call wrong is gonna be the shit that's gonna be the only thing that's gonna last. And I hate that for y'all. I absolutely do because that is a very much a shitty role to be in. So guys, from the bottom of my heart, bottom of Nate's heart too. We at Bramigos Podcast love you and everything that you do for us and for the game. This is not sarcasm. I generally feel for y'all because it's like when it comes to like I think it was Hannibal Buress that basically talked about TSA agents. It's like nobody's born to do that shit. Like nobody's born to be that. Like they just get a job somewhere. Like you when you get on a plane, like you just somebody knew somebody that basically got you that job. And so when it comes to umpiring, somebody knew somebody to get you that job too. And you basically did everything you could, basically doing high school games, college games, or whatever it was. Like I knew a cat that did he officiated ACC games and stuff like that. Like it's it's a thankless job, dog. And I really feel for all y'all because when it comes to you doing your job, I don't think really most people can do that job. Like hockey, motherfuckers be flying around you, skating past you, everything like that. You got to see every goddamn thing. Umpires in baseball, you got motherfuckers throwing directly to your ass. You can't flinch because you got to call a ball a strike. Like, there's so many things that you got to see. You get hit in the fucking mask, fucking everything. Like, there's so many things that are wrong. Football, I wouldn't do that shit if you paid me all your motherfucking money.
All
like,
of it?
$10 million, I wouldn't do that shit. That shit. You out there with no pads, no nothing, around a bunch of motherfuckers with pads and everything like that, flying all around you. They the most crazy athletic motherfuckers in the world, and they are always mad at you about something. Always mad at you about something. But dog, I feel for y'all refs. I feel for y'all umpires. Bottom of our heart, Bramigo Podcast loves you, umpires.
Yeah.
So if nobody tells you today that they love you, we at Bramigos Podcast love you and love everything that you do. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your service and all that shit. All right.
Yeah. We want you guys to be safe. Even though people are making this unsafe, y'all to be in some of these situations, especially football refs. Y'all need to be hanging on a harness somewhere floating near the sideline and shit, man. Y'all need to be on quick jack up release harnesses to get y'all the hell up out the way. To be honest with you, y'all really do. But we do want you guys to be safe, and we do sympathize with you guys here at Bramigos Podcast. And as usual, that will help us wrap up the show today, baby. Because we got things to do. But as always, you know who it is. It's Rob, Nate, Bramigos Podcast. Rob, go ahead, tell them that we're getting up out of here.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Rest in peace, Willie Mays, one of the best to ever do it. We happy Juneteenth. Happy whatever y'all got going on. Love doing this for y'all. Oh, make sure y'all grab a W Energy. Use
Definitely
the promo code Bramigos Pod. 10% off your purchase. Make sure DUBBY. Grab yourself a W, man. Like be good to the people that's good to us. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
And we're out.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bramigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.